let you down. I'm yours. this is where our story starts. Maybe it was written in the stars, written in the stars. You, me, forever, yeah, yeah. You, me, written in the stars. You, me, forever, yeah, yeah. You, me. Take me to your heart, take me to your soul. Never drawn apart, 'cause I belong to you. Be my guiding star, 'cause I need your loving, baby. And never let me down, let me down, let me down. I'm your song, yeah, you're playing all my melodies. There's no one else, 'cause baby, we got chemistry. You gave me feelings, feelings that I never knew. This heart of mine will always and forever belong to you. You and me were meant to be as one.
going on? What's going on? We are
In this moment,
back.
yes.
Shout out to the CIA. One love to the FBI.
Cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow.
In the chat room,
To the edge of it all.
put your age,
To the
your city,
edge of it all.
and your gender.
So
Let's
tell
get
me
it.
good night. 'Cause I'll find a better one.
Nephews,
Yeah.
nieces, kin folks,
So
cousins. Shout out.
before the moment flies.
Big ups.
So
How are
tell
you doing?
me good night. 'Cause I'll find a better one. Ooh. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. It's not a problem. Cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah.
Old step show.
Nothing can stop me. Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading
I ain't got
now,
nothing for that.
babe.
Hell yeah.
I follow.
Make this shit look
To the
good.
edge of it all.
52. Hell yeah.
So tell your good night. 'Cause I'll find a better one.
Big Shirley, let's see it.
Susceptible
Yeah, big ass.
before the moment flies. So tell your
Big Shirley, get off my toes. Come on.
'cause I'll find a better one.
How we doing?
Susceptible now. Before the moment flies.
Bobbity bop. What's going on? What's going on? What is going on, people? Your godfather's back in the house, and the house is packed. We are in transition from Studio A to the new studios, to the new spaces, to new everything. What just happened? Error. Are we going on? Yeah, we're good. So here's the deal. We got a little bit of a late start today. You're going to put up with a little bit of sound issues until the new padding and everything gets put in place. But you know how we do. We build it as we fly it. We build it as we fly it. And let's see what we got going on. We got 10,000, 11,000 people in here. How many likes do we have? We should have over 5,500 likes. Let's get them up. We're close to there. Close. 100. It's Cassandra B. Say, hey, here we go. Hey, love, what's going on, mama? What's going on? What's going on? How many people? Oh, where are my manners? Where are my manners? Fragrance of the evening. Tom Ford. Oud Fleur. A ballsy, brash rose oud fragrance. And the candle of the day, we're going to go with Palo Santo. Because we're going to have to exercise some demons from Strags past. That's what we're going to have to do. All right. Oh. So as I'm getting my new setup done, guys, I've ordered a new desk. Just trust me. When the new set is built, y'all gonna be like, that dude right there. Keep pushing, keep improving. Go back to my old videos and see how the camera, see the quality of the video, the presentation, everything else, and then look at it where we are today and just imagine where we're going to be in a year or two from now. You keep pushing while people keep talking. That's what we do. So we're in transition, and even in transition, guys, you keep working. So, moderators, you have the floor. We got to keep the likes up, because if we don't keep the likes up, you know what'll happen. You'll hear this song right here. And if you don't want to hear that song in its entirety, keep the likes up, because I'll play that song and I will end up playing some jacked up stuff like dial tones and everything else. So how many people caught my Instagram live last night? It was lit. It was litty lit. Because last night I asked the question, is there any hope? Is there any hope? And the first person I talked to was a self-professed 3-time married 50-year-old woman. Ah, how cute that was. And I talked to several other people. But the conversation that stood out the most was one of the most typical. And if you haven't seen the video, go ahead and check it out. And what made it the most typical is we're talking about the image of modern day women, black women in particular. And what made that stand out so much is the person that I was talking to, even when they understood the point, it was always a lack of accountability, self-accountability. Listen and listen well. Racism exists. Always will. It is part of the human condition. Prejudice exists. Always will. Part of the human condition. The problem is, the solution is making yourself powerful enough as a group to where it doesn't affect you. And we're still complaining about white supremacy, racism, and all this other kind of stuff like we're in 1915. I said it last night and I say it again. Asian people stop playing derogatory Asian roles. There's work at the post office. As people, we're going to have to decide what we will not do. All money ain't good money. And the excuse, well, somebody will do it, basically is a justification for bad behavior. All money ain't good money. And before somebody else can do it to you externally, you have to accept it internally. I don't buy this chicken or egg argument crap. But another thing, this is something that seems to come up as an over familiar refrain with a lot of women today. Stop generalizing. Stop generalizing is just a way to say stop telling the truth. You want it to either it's too general, you want it vague, specific, non-specific, so it's variable. And what's really happening was starting to ask questions that is applying pressure and focus back to where it belongs, back to women. In this particular situation, to black women. And many don't like it. So you can be rest assured you're going to hear an ever-increasing chorus of sign language. Shame, insults, guilt, the need to be right. He hate his mama. He hate women. Your mama black. He gay. Just, guys, I said it. I posted on Instagram. Stop arguing with these people. Stop responding to these folks. Let them talk amongst themselves. They are not here to have a conversation about improvement. They are here to drag you down to their level and kick your ass with experience. Let them talk amongst themselves. Let them punch themselves out and let them go on somewhere else, because we ain't going to stop. Now, I do find something funny yesterday and I want to bring everybody's attention to keep on moving. As I was going back and forth with that woman, and I was keying in on her point, something came up when she said, oh, so I need to be more feminine, more ladylike. Did you even hear what I said? As if, wait a minute. Isn't that the same reverse argument they make? You want me to look past your masculine energy to get to the point of what you said. But I find it funny. These very same women can't look past my tone. They can't look past my tone, my points of view, my edgy language to get to the facts of what I say. See, what you find today, gentlemen, with women is the rules are for us, not them. And that's enough of that crap. Enough of that crap. Get the likes up, people. The rules are for us, not them. Modern women and a world without men. So my question, ladies, seeing as though we men don't know shit, seeing as though we're failing, what that one woman say that, there are no high value men out here who are straight and want just, all right, ladies, I asked the question. I asked the question on Instagram and on the community tab here. And what question did I ask? I asked, ladies only, what is your plan if you never marry or have a life with a stable man? Would you live? Who would you live with? Cohabitation, room, or otherwise? Would you share your life with another woman? Again, gentlemen, let the ladies have input. And the responses were rather interesting. Same thing I asked on YouTube, on the community tab on YouTube. I took a poll. Ladies, if you were never to marry or be with a stable man, would you live with, cohabitate, or share your life with another woman? 75% of women said no. I find that interesting. I find that interesting because I don't believe it. I don't believe it in the least little bit. Why do I not believe it in the least little bit? Because every damn weekend you go out anywhere in any major city in the United States of America, and you will see women in general, black women in particular, all out with their girlfriends. Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday brunch, all doing the mediocre shuffle. Am I lying, people? All doing the mediocre shuffle. Why is that important? Because on paper they say, oh, I wouldn't do that. But in practice, that's exactly what you do. In practice, that's exactly what you do. Check this out. Women, even if you're not attracted to other women, I promise it's worth it to take a moment and deconstruct the standards of family and consider co-parenting with your friends. Look up compound living, etc. We really can imagine and implement a new way of life. That is a black woman making an appeal to other women to set aside this whole notion of traditional family and parenting so we can co-parent with your friends. Compound living. Ladies, whether you want to admit it or not, this is what you're doing. You're living a life without men. So whether you want to call it something different, if it walk like a duck, quack like a duck, got feathers, waddles, duckity duck, 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 you're in alternative relationships without the romance. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You look at that point. It had 22,500 likes, almost 4,000 retweets, and almost 600 quote tweets. That's it. So, Niecy Nash, anybody? Ladies, go ahead. You need to go ahead and recognize this is what the next move is. If you're not going to be under the authority, leadership, or provision of a black man, of a man, what is it going to be unless you are earning enough to replace a man's income to retire? I mean, and arguably, if you're making $60,000 or less, you will not likely have enough to retire on from 65 to 85. How are you going to get to the end of life, ladies? The government ain't going to do it. You're going to have to look up, what is it? Reconsidering family. Compound living. Is that not what we see? Gentlemen, is that not what we see? Go out on Friday and Saturday night, and 30 years ago, you would have saw a man sitting across from a woman at a restaurant on a date. Now you see 4 women at a table. That's 2 couples. That's 2 couples. You would have normally seen a man and a woman, and maybe a man and another woman. You just saw a double date. That 4 people is still 2 couples. Yeah, they sharing a bottle of wine. They're sitting at the same table, at the same restaurants, in the same places. And if you don't think that a good percentage of modern women have dibbled and dabbled with their friends, you losing your mind. Matter of fact, I got into a major argument with an ex of mine when I said I think all beautiful women have had one girl-girl relationship experience. Oh, she screamed and hollered at me like so much so that she even convinced me that I thought I was wrong. I was like, baby, I'm wrong. Turns out she had one too. It's always one of their birthday. That's right, Jed. It's always somebody's birthday. Mm-hmm. So, what's it going to be? You got your PhD.
I'm a PhD.
You got your dog. And now you're going to have your girlfriend. She's just my friend. You say she's just a friend. You say she's just a friend. Oh, baby, you. You say she's just a friend. Then what this is what it is. You got a kid, 1 or 2 kids. Baby, you can't get along with the BD. Then you call Aunt Kim over. Hey, little Sean, little Quentin, this is your Auntie Mama Kim. Living in the house, sharing the bills, sitting up on the couch, watching the same stuff. Think how many times this show has gone on and it's been past 11 o'clock, 11:30, and a woman will call in and her friend is over there, a single mother with kids going crazy in the background and another single mother. What you think that is? What do we think that is, people? Ladies, if you don't realize that you guys are feeling out a new way of living because many of you women are so against cooperating with the man on his terms, you'd rather either be by yourself or with a co-parent or live with your friend. Let's come up with it. We're going to call it compound living. We're going to call it compound living. So the question is, ladies, explain to men today why you're single without blaming men. Explain to us men why you're single without blaming men. Explain to us why you are where you are in life without blaming men. Let's see how many women can do it, because every time I've asked this question, how many relationships have you had where you have not left? And I have yet to have a woman say, I've always been the one being left. Most women leave their relationships today. The lowest I've had is a woman with 3 relationships and she left 1. Well, ladies, if you're the last married, if 1 out of 4 will marry, you're the last to get married, and if statistically, even if you do get married, you're married less than 5 years, and 80% of the time when you're walking out of a marriage, you're filing divorce. How many times before you start compound living? How many times before you start co-friending? Come up with a catchy name for it. They're going to come up with a catchy name for it to make it sound cool and acceptable. That's what they're looking for. Let's deconstruct the standards of family. I want y'all to see this again. This is what this woman actually said. For real, for real. And that woman is black. Women, Even if you're not attracted to another woman, I promise it's worth a moment to deconstruct the standards of family and consider co-parenting with your friends. Look up compound living, etc. We can really imagine and implement a new way of life. This is the length modern women will go to not have to cooperate with a man. They are more ready to look up ways of living with a woman and more willing and look at the warmth in that message. Look at the plea for women to. When have you ever seen women like that writing a plea for women to get with men? Y'all can say it's insane or whatever you want to, but it's hellified real. It's hellified real. I was listening to Obsidian one day, and he was talking about another show where two women were talking about, they were overhearing women talk about how they are done, that they would rather die by themselves or live with a woman before even trying to get with a black man. That's on this YouTube street. I have yet to see men talk about some shit like this. The day I see a black man say something like this, guys, even if you're not attracted to another man, I promise you it's worth a moment to let's deconstruct the standards of family and consider co-parenting with your friends. Look up compound living with your homies. We can really imagine and implement a new way of life. Can you imagine if a man said that? The outcry.
Kevin, God damn it.
I didn't make it up. So when men sit back and realize that you are more freaked out about being a wife than being a mother, then when smiling at a man is offensive, when it's always somebody else's fault, to why you could be 5'2" and 200 pounds with 2 kids and expect somebody to have to deal with you or get on your program, to where you can be a leasing agent in an apartment and all you bring to the table is being funny and expect a man to make 6 figures to possibly decide to get on his program to be his wife, maybe. Can you be surprised when men are like,
fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Women today are more willing to find out new innovative ways to live without men. So gentlemen, I say take up the challenge. Cut off all of your non-sexual female ties. Stop giving women your non-sexual attention. Since they want a life without men, give it to them. Give it to them and see if they really like it. What did I say to that woman the other day? Since you don't want to smile, how about if every man just said the heck with you? That unless they were transacting some sort of business, if that, they didn't see it. Give it to them. Because what we have today is many women have lost complete respect for the world men built. We have made the world so simple, so easy, so convenient that women are looking at the very men that run the world, the infrastructure, the society, and looking down upon them, snickering at them, laughing at them. $60,000 a year, you got college students saying, I can't marry somebody like that. And I'm going to tell you something. If you don't think the high value men, the productive, competitive, successful men, see how y'all are moving. If you don't realize they're making their prices high and more exclusive, the men that you ladies want, let me explain something to you. You don't see them in your city because they put barriers between you and your ratchet outcomes. Just because you went to college and got a PhD, an MBA, or whatever, if you are still getting ratchet outcomes in your life and your relationship, high value men don't want to see you. They don't want to be around you. They don't want to share the same air with you. They pay money to keep distance between you and them. So it's not surprising when women say, where are these men at? They're hiding in plain sight. They want to be invisible to you. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to waste any time, effort, or energy, because as soon as you find out who they are and realize how they're moving, at best, you'll try to want to get them canceled or destroyed or impact their business or their lifestyle. The downsides of high-value men interacting with ratchet outcome women is too high for them, even in a platonic term. That's why all these men's clubs, and you don't seem to, where you at? This homeowner association, it's going on right now. Where are all these men at with women who are trying to get on their program? So going forward, as we start to build out Studio A, B, and C, I'm going to start having featured guests on, either high-value men or high-value women, influencers, people we can actually exchange ideas with real time, so you guys can hear it come from the very men themselves, and then open up a panel. There's going to be a podcast where either part will be from one studio, part from another, have in-studio guests, lots of things going on, because we have to get the ladies understand something. It is the 2-minute warning. It is the fourth quarter. It's the final 2 minutes in the game.
Danger zone!
You don't have time to play anymore. The die has cast. This show, for the last year, is being looked at worldwide. It has been a case study in modern dating and relationships. It has been a case study in male-female interaction. It has been a case study in many ways, and in particular in the Black community, it has been a case study in the breakdown between Black men and Black women. You can see today, even just based upon yesterday, that conversation I had with that woman, go on Instagram and read the comments of women actually thinking she did a good thing by standing her ground. And everybody's like, that's not the point. Think about my detractors and critics. What's the first thing they want to say? Look at how he look. He this, he that, he this. Let me just say this to some of y'all. First of all, I can't take any of you female detractors seriously unless I'm seeing the natural you. You got on fake lashes, fake hair, a bunch of fake up, long raptor claws, tattoos, implants. You can't say a damn thing about how nobody looks. If you want to come talk about me and you want to be pejorative, talk about the way I look, you should at least come to the camera dressed in your real face, with your real hair, with your real body. I am tired of seeing Black women talk about me while stroking this horse mane y'all got. That's somebody else's hair y'all stroking. I mean, seriously. Stroking your hair. I'm like, you do realize that didn't grow out your head, right? So if you want to, instead of talking about the argument, talk about me, at least be you. I said this the other day. The movie Baps was supposed to be a comedy. It's real. Shout out to the old RuPaul, but RuPaul was supposed to be, drag. It was supposed to be, niche. It's not supposed to be real. And I'm telling you, in Atlanta today, men have to walk around and ask women, excuse me, were you a natural born woman? Were you born female? These are some of the questions men are having to ask in the first few minutes to get to know somebody, because I said it yesterday, purple hair, blonde hair on Black women does not grow out of your head. All this makeup, Cupid doll lashes, long fingernails, tattoos, roughly the size of men or larger, men don't know if you are a man or a woman. And I get women inboxing me, rate me, rate me, rate me. And I'm like, am I overweight? I'm 180 pounds. I'm like, the fat just fell in places where men like. You're too fat. I don't care if you have a little waist and a big ass and big boobs. You went and bought that. And why is this important? You're doing all this stuff. Think about the women who are my critics. They tend to be a little bit on the more darker shade. They want to throw in colorism as if that has ever been in a question. They don't watch my content. And ladies, you got all these things going on. For what? Why do you have mink eyelashes, a body by Dr. Miami, a BBL, a waist trainer, a lace front, and all these other things, and look on their wedding ring finger? What do you see? Empty as hell. No prospects to be a high value, a productive, competitive, successful man's wife. Nothing. So how's that supposed to work, ladies? You supposed to run out your danger zone.
Danger zone!
And then when it don't work, what you gonna do? Move into the house with your girlfriend, with your homegirl? So y'all gonna be two women with multi-$100 lace fronts, $100 plus fingernails, all this stuff, just living together. How does this end, ladies? How does it end? How does it end?
That was pathetic.
Because when you're 25, you still feel like you got time. At 30, you hit the wall. 35, you still look. You see, especially in our community. But let me tell you, after 40, ladies, your dating prospects fall through the floor. If you can get a woman in general, a black woman in particular, to be honest with you, after 40, it starts to fall through the floor. And at 50, at 50, it's a wrap. At 50, it's a wrap. So you got women in their danger zone freezing eggs so they can hope they can pull them out and do in vitro. And when I do the in vitro broadcast, either Friday or Monday, that's going to kill you. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to do it on Monday. When I do this whole I'm freezing my eggs broadcast, oh yeah, hey big head, Nim. Yeah, when I go ahead and lay this bare with facts, data, statistics, and actual input from fertility specialists, doctors, with real world outcomes and costs, not just opinions, when I can talk about potential success rates and estimated costs, and you realize that you ain't making the kind of money you think you're making to freeze your eggs and turn around and have an ice baby. God damn. Ice baby. Shout out to 8x8. All the alphas in the house. Come on. All my alphas do it. Ice baby. Tell them about it. Ice baby. Yeah, you freezer pop broads. Ice baby. Ice baby. Oh, Mom, I'm still in the alpha chant today. I am still in the alpha chant today. Ice baby. Your eggs is too cold. Ice baby. Too old. That's it. All right, here we go. All of me on the Alpha Phi Alpha. Go with me. So, I got a Noop on the mic. To all the ladies in no man's land. Here we go. Your eggs is ice, baby. Too old. Ice, baby. Too old. Ice, baby. Too old. You can watch them eggs trying to scoot out the fallopian tube. Having these little big head, dough head kids. If you don't get out of here with this bullshaggertus, but you'd rather freeze eggs to have a so-called career that's going to shelf you when you hit 40 years old, and you're going to look back over your life and all it's going to be is fucking tumbleweeds and wreckage. No man, no family, no nothing. No time spent getting used to how to even deal with a man, cooperate with a man. All you know how to do is go out to eat with a man, how to go on a trip with a man, how to have sex with a man. You can only live with a man when it's fun. You can't live with a man when it's boring. So you know you can't do it. You spend your entire life hanging out in your prime time when you're not at your job with women. That is why you can laugh at these other things all you want to, but most of you will be living with women. Compound living. That's where you're going to be. Because when you're not making the money you were making and you've already been living past your means, where you going to go? Because it ain't like you can sit down and say, you know what? Hey, big head, I'm ready to go and make a deal right now. He going to tell you, hey, man, I need you at least do this. What? Then you can go live with your friend. Y'all can have your hair and your bonnets and your fingernails and your glitter and your paint and all the shit y'all want to do. Y'all can sit up here and talk shit all you want to. Knock yourself out. Gentlemen, compound living. That's something in the future. Spencerville. We might as well make money off of it. But you know what? Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. So I want to listen to all of the women who are upset, mad, pissed off at me. Come on, what you got to say? I hate him. Who is he to tell us we got to do anything for these men? These men is trash. They dusted, they crusted, they busted. They down low, they hate their mama, they gay. So if they walk in with Becky, Marisol, Malingo, I knew, don't say a damn thing. Because we know Brad, Chad, Lee, Enrique, and all the other dudes ain't running the check for y'all. Ain't nobody running the check for the Bonnet Crew. Ain't nobody running the check for Big Shirley.
Greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb,
Ain't nobody.
rams,
Who
hogs,
that?
dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits, you name it!
So what you're really realizing is many of you ladies are really understanding something. What is it? What is it most ladies are starting to realize?
You must unlearn what you have learned.
Yes, you must unlearn what you have learned if you're going to have any chance at not having to compound live or rejigger the family or whatever. And you still going to need men. You still can't protect yourself. You still going to need police, fire. Come on, ladies. And if you guys don't know, let me put it in a little stat. When you hear all these women talk about violence and domestic violence, you know some of the highest domestic violence rates is when women upon women. Can you imagine two homegirls living together and they're not in a romantic relationship, then money get tight? Can you imagine what's going to happen? Yeah, Oh, well, I'm sorry.
Whatever, I'll do what I want.
I know you can do what you want. You can do what you want to, and then what? Got yourself in a predicament. It ain't men's fault. Ladies, let's talk about it. It seems as though the men are the problem. Explain why you are single without blaming men. Explain why you are where you are in life without blaming men. And if you don't have the ability to cooperate, get on the same page with a man, what you gonna do? Niecy Nash? No waiting. Let's get it.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar, un lugar para trabajar, y si no hay para emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienen lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios todo lo ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón, porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work, yeah. El mundo quiere dinero, yeah, yeah. Money work, se arregla con dinero, yeah.
Let's go.
Money work, corazón.
Let's talk about it, ladies.
Corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Yeah, de corazón, yeah. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Looney.
Now, you got to remember, you got to be on camera. You're going to have to be on camera, so none of this bahoosa fudge. Let's get it. If I can't see you on camera, I'm not putting you on. So whoever this is, there we go. So this, if you have a disagreement, you think I'm off base, this is the time to do it. This is the time to do it because, ladies, one thing that this broadcast has taught me and shown me more than anything else is you ladies, there are many women who are averse to the truth. And there is a concerted effort into keeping you guys stuck where you are. You realize how much money is in Spencerville? You know how much money is in compound living? I mean, just, y'all understand the money to be made in yard work alone? Can you imagine two women living in a home, everything they do not know how to do? Plumbing, electrical, HVAC, yard, car maintenance. You realize how security alone is a multi-million-dollar business. Providing security to spinsters? Oh my God. How about this? Going by just to check on the women who don't live with nobody. Just, rent a gent. If you're seeing Evelyn, you got to get on. If your shit's pointing at the ceiling, we're not doing it. Markeisha.
Yes, sir.
You got to turn everything off in the background except you and I. How are you?
I'm great.
So how old are you?
You guys turn this off. Hello.
How old are you?
I am 35.
All right. What do you got for me?
I have to say I do agree with you. When it comes to like appearance and everything, but my disagreement is with the tattoos. Because I don't see what the issue is with having tattoos.
Hold on.
Okay.
I don't know why I did that. You don't see what the issue is with having tattoos?
Sir.
Okay. Have you ever dated well, here's what the issue is. How about, you ready for it? We don't like them. Hello? That's your turn, Markeisha. She muted herself. You got to unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Okay. All right. Markeisha muted herself, so we're going to go ahead and put somebody else in. Unmute yourself. All right. While she's getting that figured out. Hello?
Hi, Kevin Samuels. I'm such a big fan.
Okay. So what's your disagreement?
I'm not though.
So basically for me, what's going on
You
is
got to hold
that
the,
I've
okay,
been
hold on,
having.
hold on. Okay. If you're a fan, I need you to make sure you sit the camera down somewhere because y'all
Okay.
like to move it all around and all this other kind of stuff. Has to be sitting down.
Mhm.
And then
Okay,
we can
how's
talk.
that?
Okay. No, sit it down.
Okay,
Don't
right
leave it,
here.
not in your hand. Nope, not in your hand. Set it down.
Okay, right here. Here. I'm gonna put like a cup right behind it. How's that?
As long as it's stable. There we go. So your disagreement is what?
So I don't have any
Move back over to the
disagreement.
right. Don't go. Slide
You,
back over to the frame. And that, yeah, that way. Yeah. Go ahead. Your disagreement is what?
my disagreement. I don't have a disagreement, but I just want to clarify this with you, okay? So I've been watching you for about 3 weeks, okay? And I've had, okay, I might look a little bit off right now, but I've had a high value man step into my
Okay.
life.
How old are you?
I'm 28 years old.
Okay. We're doing disagreements right now. So I got to get to those. So
Okay, but I just need
no,
you to like talk to me for a
no, no,
second,
no. What you, I
please.
need you to, no. So this is disrespectful.
Okay, how about this?
How
Okay.
about this? How about this? You need
Okay,
my advice? You need my advice?
I know what you're gonna tell me. Book a session. Okay, how about this?
Exactly.
I've been listening. Okay,
Exactly. That's what we
okay, I've
do.
been listening.
That's what we do. Absolutely not. All right, Markeisha. You still muted. There we go. Hello.
Yes.
I don't know. Hello. How are you? You got to say something, Markeisha. All right. She's not saying anything. Whoever this person is, JALA, your face is halfway on screen, so you got to get all around screen because I can't see you. Markeisha going once. Markeisha, hello. You muted yourself again. All right, you guys got to get your stuff together. I tell you, if you're in the green room and I don't see if your full face is not on screen, that's it. So, yeah, ladies, don't come on thinking that, hey, I really like you and love what you do. And I know you got a program tonight, but damn that, I want you to do what I need you to do. That's not going to work. It's not going to ever work. Respect my authority.
You will respect my authority.
You will, no. So, I think this subject is pretty telling for women because many women don't really want to deal with the reality that they're just not ready to admit that they don't know how to be with a man. Number one, number two, that they are the ones that have to do the work. Short bus in effect. So she's stealing the neighbor's Wi-Fi. Yeah, man, it's not my Wi-Fi. I tell you that. I got blazing fast. I live within a stone's throw of the central office. I picked my space specifically for internet access, amongst other things. Money World. Yeah. 126, 130 megabits download, 27 upload. So yeah, it ain't the kid. So any disagreement, go ahead, come on through. See, I don't know if many women realize that they're out of time. How much time do you think you have, ladies? I think a lot of women think that they have time. That's why so many women today is like, I'll just wait. I'm not ready to be married. I was too young. I'm not ready. How much time do you think you have? If you're over 27, you're old. You're old for marriage. And I think we need to start telling women that. If you're over 27, you're old for marriage. In China, they tell women that. Here, we let women think, oh, at 30, it's okay to start looking.
Hey, what's up, man? What's up, man?
If you're not on camera, you're not coming in. Many of you ladies think we have time. Or you think that it's more extreme. Or more than anything else, many women today believe that they are the exception. Because if most women believe that they truly were running out of time, they would move and act differently. Think about it. Do many of the women that you see who arguably you look at them and you look and say, you're about average height, you're overweight, average looking, average earning. What are they doing? You don't see any of them in therapy, any of them in the gym. They're not doing anything. They're just there. And go back to the woman who's on World Star right now. We're talking about, these men are below average. And I said, it's because somewhere somebody will have sex with her. And what that does is that it makes most women think that there's still time on the clock. Ladies, 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning. If you watch football, the 2-minute drill is different.
Danger zone!
You're in the 2-minute warning. Okay? That's interesting. Yep. You got to be faster than that, dumbass. Hello? You got to be, I need better trolls. Do you think women will change over time? I'm not trying to get women to change. I'm not trying to get 100% of women to change. I'm trying to reach a critical mass of 10%. We don't need 100%. We need 10%. 10% is all you need for a tipping point. You don't need 100% of anything. 10% is a tipping point. That's all you need. All you need is 10%. Now, I think that women realize too late. I think that if Western civilization told women at 27 you're old for marriage, just from the numbers, because if you meet a man after 27, even if you're dating for 6 months, he proposes after 6 months. You take 6 months to plan a wedding, that's a year. You want at least a year or two to be together before you start having children. That will put you at 30 years old before you start having your first child. You know what reminds me? Now that I have the software. They need to do what they're gonna. I have an update I'm gonna ask them to make. When they put people in the green room, they should have a place to actually screen them. That's why when I put people in the green room, I mute them when they come through. You dummies got to still call in using the same names. There are 2 women for every man. This you need to cooperate. Oh, this is Maya. Remember that chick? Hey Maya, if you're gonna try to call through, you're gonna have to get on camera. Yeah, you're not getting in either. LA, you're not getting in either. You'll just stay there. I'm just gonna have you there so I can just have you frozen right here so you stop trying to call back. See, now what I'll do is I'll let the trolls come in. I'll just have them hang there and let them punch themselves out and then they'll leave. So you can stay right there. When it gets right down to it, that first woman said, the only disagreement I have is about the tattoos. Well, why? Because you're heavily tattooed. I got news for you, ladies. Men don't want to see an old wrinkled tattooed body. I don't know what y'all thought y'all were doing when y'all were getting all that work done. Hello? How are you? I don't hear you.
Oh, sorry. I just unmuted myself. I'm good. How are you?
Good. How old are you?
I'm 19.
19. What do you got for me? First
I
off,
didn't
you need to set your phone down. So set it down so it's not all over the place. All right. So what do you got for me?
I did hear you mention a couple of questions, so I'm just wondering if you could reiterate what you wanted to get some views on.
Say again?
You did ask a few questions. You'd mentioned a lot of things. So just what's the question exactly?
What question do I have?
Yeah.
Have you been watching the broadcast?
I have. There was just a couple of things that were mentioned. So I'm
Do
just
you have a
wondering
disagreement?
a disagreement to the statement that women are going to be living together, or like what's this like what am I disagreeing
All
to?
right. So, all right. A world without men. Do you have a boyfriend?
No.
Do you want to be married?
Yeah.
Do you want children?
Yeah.
What are you doing to prepare yourself for marriage?
I think the biggest thing that I'm doing to prepare myself is I'm dealing with my traumas and my reactions so that I'm not just, so I can be peaceful. Like I'm not always just reacting to things that my partner says, and that way it can also be
Okay,
the best
so
fit.
when you say your traumas, are we talking about traumas? What are you doing? When we talk about your traumas, are we talking about traumas from relationships?
No, not even. I think that needs to be done.
All
Or
right.
not even trauma, just
Whoa,
these
whoa,
things
whoa,
that
whoa,
can
whoa,
like
whoa,
set.
whoa, whoa. What's going on with your phone? All right.
Is it
Are we
better
talking about
now,
traumas
or is
from
it
your
like
relationships?
not traumas from my relationships? I haven't been in any relationships, but it's like oftentimes what happens is like in your childhood something will happen that will have like a big emotional kind of trauma
Was
with
it
it,
out
like
of
it's
the
something that's
norm?
not out of the norm. I think everybody needs to address these things, and I think the fact that people don't address these things
But
is
I
why
don't
we have
understand that how a 19-year-old with a if a 19-year-old had a typical childhood or average childhood, why do you have so many traumas?
I don't think I think trauma is just anything that affects you in not the best manner. So I think a lot of people when they view trauma, it has to be like a very
No, ma'am,
abusive
I know
situation.
what trauma. I know what trauma is. Trust me. I know what trauma is.
I'm not trying
But
to
I
say that you
also
don't. I'm just
hold on.
saying that
No, no,
there's
no,
more
no, no,
trauma
no,
that
no,
can
no,
happen.
no, 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 no. I asked you. All right, at 19, it's if you have no relationships, what kind of traumas are we talking about? Because, and seriously, unless there was something where police were involved, a lot of young women today are using words like trauma and toxic and this and that
Mhm.
to deal with their being socially awkward. When was the last time you had a
So
boyfriend?
can I like just dive into what I mean with trauma?
It's really not the subject tonight. So, I mean,
I think it's
and you've
worth
had no
understanding.
relationships. You've had no relationships, right?
So you want people to come on the show and express.
All right. Hello? You got to unmute yourself. You, y'all got to do better than that. Do, 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 do. So, what I don't do is I don't debate with 19-year-olds who had no relationships. And that's exactly what I diagnosed. Why did I say what I said to her? 19 years old, no relationships, talking about trauma, talking about working through trauma. Unless you've had something out of the norm that I don't want to go into on an open broadcast, that's typically a convenient disguise for being socially awkward. And what was she about to get into? All the books she's read and all the text she knows. Lady, go on a goddamn date. Go on a date, kiss a boy, and figure it out. But in short, you're not doing anything to prepare you for a relationship because you've never had one. Too many women today, we talk about incels and MGTOWs and things, but what we don't really talk about is how many women out here are completely clueless about men. How many times do I have women call in here? I want to talk about the topic, and you call in the subject. You're not even talking. You don't even know what the subject is. I just want to talk. Book a goddamn session if you just want to talk. Yeah, I'm not doing bonnets and do rags. So you might as well. You're not gonna get on. Nope. Oh, you're a dude. Got all these. I mean, This is weird. Where's your daddy? You gotta be faster than that, man. And these are little test tube babies that's being raised in the community. I'll get on here so I can make me a TikTok video. I'm gonna get on the Kevin Samuel show and I'm gonna go show my face so I can make me a TikTok. Ain't gonna work, partner. Not gonna work. Tickety talk. I'm gonna get on and make me a TikTok. Did you see me? I took a dare. I went over there and got on the Kevin Samuel show. I held up a picture and I pretended to be a chick just so I could get 3 seconds to say, past his bedtime. I know. He say, where's your daddy? They damaged. No, they need, no, DJ Cadillac, they ain't damaged. They need their ass whooped. See, one thing that's missing today with a lot of young men is they have not been blooded. Blooded, meaning many times when young men are searching for their sense of self, ask them the question, when's the last time you had a fight? Because the primary rules between men, the primitive rules in our primitive subbrain are fighting and fucking. Before we had money or anything else like that, that's how we kept rank. That's how we knew who was the alpha, who was the tough, fighting and fucking. When we were boys, little boys on the playground, we who was the fastest, who was the strongest. We would fight to see who was on top. But a lot of these boys have been coddled so much, made so soft, to where they don't have any sense of themselves, so they're trying to step into manhood, and they do it with a offbeat, quirky kind of humor. Overly emotional. I feel sorry for them, but young men, this is not the way to do it. It's not the way to do it. And I'm really trying to help you not make a fool of yourself, because what's on the internet is for a long time. See, what they don't realize is if I allow them to get on the internet and even for 10 seconds, show their ass, they don't realize that they could be ruining decades of their life. You realize how many people who've had taken crazy photographs at frat parties, or how far back they're going to cancel people. Y'all really need to knock this shit off, guys. Oh, got me a TikTok. Hello.
Hello, sir. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
How old are you? Before
I'm
we do that,
25.
25. All right. What do you got for me?
So as far as the disagreement, um, more so to do with the women are gonna live together. Um, my concern is that a lot of them are gonna end up living alone, and like it's like, how do we prevent that? Like, because one, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to end up like that. But um,
You
I
said you're
watch a lot of.
25?
Hmm.
Okay. Were you raised with your mother and father in the house?
No, my father actually raised me.
All right. When was the last time you had a relationship?
A couple of months ago.
How long did it last?
It didn't last long.
Are you a
Because
gamer?
yes,
Okay, so you're a gamer girl. All right. You ever play card games or just all video games?
I play card games.
Yu-Gi-Oh,
I play
Pokemon,
all.
Magic?
Yeah.
Which one?
Um, as do you mean like Pokemon cards? No,
Yeah.
I collected them, but I didn't play them.
That's why I asked, did you play any of those card games?
No, when I say card games, I mean like spades,
Okay.
rummy, that type of stuff.
So what do you do for a living?
Right now I'm a student. That's not really what you do for a living, but I'm also disabled, so that's a little bit more complicated.
Okay. So if you're a student, disabled, and you have no real relationship history?
Oh, I've when my first relationship was 6 years, and
Okay.
I was
Six
with that.
years.
Yes.
What age were you when you ended?
Um, that was 2 years ago.
So you were 23.
Hmm.
So from 17 to 23. I don't really count those.
Mm.
Um, How are you? Because I'll be honest, most gamer girls are kind of socially awkward.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
All right. So, and what are you doing to mitigate that and actually get out and effectively date men?
Um, it's as I explained, because of my disability, it's a little bit more complicated to like get out.
Okay.
But I do use the dating apps, and any time that I can, I do plan dates and stuff like that.
Do you have full mobility?
Not always, no.
Okay. Well, anyone special needs is going to be is for anybody is going to be difficult to mitigate.
Yes.
How is your family helping you navigate this?
I've been on my own since 18. So,
Okay. So your father raised you and you've been on your own since 18.
mm,
So you're disabled, living on your own in school. Is that what I'm getting?
yes, sir.
Um, the dating apps aren't going to be very effective.
I
Um,
have noticed.
I mean, at best, you're going to have to meet people IRL in real life,
Hmm.
and whatever challenges you have, that's just what you have to bring to the market. But you have to become social.
Okay.
That is
I,
because you can't sit and you can't be in the house because you don't have the flexibility that someone without special needs has. You got to get out and
mhm.
meet people because they got to meet you and get comfortable with whatever situation you're bringing to the table. And there's no way to do that on the phone or online.
Mhm.
That's
I
one thing. One thing that's also another thing I would say is women who are socially awkward need to work on assertiveness training. These are classes and things you can take to become better communicators. Um, and it has many benefits that it can pay many dividends in your personal life and your professional life.
mm,
Um, things like Toastmasters, things like acting improv classes, anything that's going to allow you to use language to express reality instead of create reality. And you got to stay away from the games as much. And you got to deal with people IRL.
okay. I do understand that. I guess my only question with that would be like, how do I do? Because I do want to get out and I do want to go. I don't necessarily like what I've created in the sense of
What do you mean
being alone.
how? How do
How to
um
get out?
well, what state do you live in?
I live in Massachusetts.
What city?
I live in Foxborough.
Um well, you have to have you need to find interest outside of gaming. Meetups are a great place. Um Foxborough, is that's where
It's about 15 to 30 minutes off of Boston.
all right, but around Boston they have lots of colleges and universities.
Hmm.
There's a thriving academic community that you could find dual use in. I
Okay.
mean, freaking Stephen Hawking got married. I mean, come on.
Okay, fair point.
I mean, but you gotta get out of that house is the point. And
Mm,
if you can't figure out something, you make it come to you. Make your own groups.
okay.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you. You too.
All right. All right. Um. Yeah, I'm not talking to you. And let's take that thing off your head and get fully on the camera so I can see your face. Yeah, little boy, go sit down somewhere. Um, I think he may be. Are you? You know what? Maybe he's gay. Are you like closeted or something? If you want to have the conversation, I mean, if you're gonna do this, are you gonna hold a gun up now? Oh, wow. See, that's why I tell you, a lot of these young dudes are emotionally repressed, bottom looking dudes. I mean, if you don't go sit your ass down somewhere, yeah, the penitentiary's waiting for you. Go ahead. Let me go ahead and flash you on camera so make sure that the law can catch you. No, don't duck now. Don't duck now. Come back up. No. Put your entire face up there. Don't just have it on the top of your head. Put your entire face up. If you're gonna try to act like a man, stand up and be a man. Stand up and be a man. A gun doesn't make you a man, little boy. Stand up. There we go. Stand up. No, take the mask off your face. Man up. Take the glasses off, and I'll put you on camera. You want your 15 minutes? I'll give it to you. Put your face on camera and be a man. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. All righty. Hello, Brittany, in the guest room. Man up. Take the glasses off. Okay, you got to turn the YouTube stuff off in the background. Don't go away. Come back. See, that little thing he keeps holding up? When you go to jail and they put lipstick on you and you have to pee sitting down, you're going to remember that somebody tried to talk to you on YouTube when your booty hole is going like this when you poop. In jail, they call you a prag. So y'all walk around out in the world acting like y'all something, but y'all ain't really ready for what that brings. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. How old are you?
28.
All right. What do you got for me?
Well, just going based off of your last comment in regards to, I fall into that category as in regards to being over 27 and being too old.
Okay. You know what I mean when I say that?
Elaborate.
You too old to be moving like you got time. When you were 18 years old, you could be coy and, ooh, I like him. At 28, you better take the next train smoking.
Understood. I mean, I can agree with that. At the same time, I feel as if when I was in my earlier 20s, I'm just starting to date and getting to know who I am. So I felt as if once I got over that 25 mark, it's hard to, I felt I was in a 6-year relationship. So that ended. And now I'm at a point where.
How old were you when it started?
18.
So you dated this person all through college?
Basically.
Did you go to college?
I did.
Did you graduate from college?
Yes.
Were you and this person in the same city?
Yes.
Why didn't you guys marry after all these years?
My point as to why I felt as though it was time for us to go our separate ways, because I don't think that I think the transition from high school into our later 20s, the blueprint needed to just be redone. We were just, I don't think I wasn't making it a mandation at first until later on in life.
It's not a word.
To realize. What was that?
Mandation is not a word.
Oh, okay. I wasn't making it mandatory.
Okay.
To get married.
Did he want to get married?
I feel as if he did, but he was okay either way if he didn't or did.
All right. So when you guys broke up, what's he doing now?
What do you mean? What is he doing now?
Are you guys still in communication or in contact, or is he gone his way?
We still talk.
Then you're still in a relationship with him. And that's the problem. You're with somebody for 6 years, 6 of your most prime developmental years, and you're not with them because you both lack the maturity to go ahead and formalize and get your IKEA marriage. Let me explain what an IKEA marriage is, people. See her? I'm going to use you an example, ma'am. Brittany's not disrespectful. See,
Please
Brittany?
don't drag me.
I just said I'm not going to do. See, Brittany? Brittany and what was the guy's first initial?
S.
Brittany and S were high school and college sweethearts. And if this were 1950 or if they were non-black, they would have actually dated through high school and college, the most prime years when they chose not to date anybody else, and they would have gotten married after graduation and moved into an apartment together, both starting their entry level careers in their one room apartment in a big city somewhere, and they would have went out to IKEA and bought some nice looking cheap furniture. Look like cherry wood with glass and chrome, little funky ass bed. And they go to the local Starbucks on Saturday morning and get a venti mochaccino latte, whatever, and they'd split a scone because they're both broke. And they would build themselves up together, growing up together, and then have a child probably 2 years into the marriage, and then by age 30 have 2 or 3 kids, have been in a relationship for 5 or 6 years, been in a marriage for 5 or 6 years, in a relationship for 10, and actually have something stable. But in the black community, we've told black women that you're too young. You're too young, and you need to get out and explore more life, and you need to be more experienced before you get tied down to marriage, which basically means get out here and ride more dicks, get more trauma, and get more burn. So when you have relationships that should last and get your starter marriage, your IKEA marriage, black women are foregoing that. And that is one of the biggest failures in our community. We don't get our IKEA marriages. And if you go to IKEA on any given weekend, you will see young white, Hispanic, Asian, and Middle Eastern couples doing exactly what I'm talking about. That's what maybe not you and him, but that's what you should be doing if you're in a relationship that long. Because Brittany, the reality is, if you've been with him for 6 years, he is imprinted on you. It takes about a third of the time you're with somebody to completely detox from them. And you can't do that if you're still talking to him. Anybody who would date you right now would have to realize you've been with S for 6 years and y'all still talk. I wouldn't take you seriously.
That's fair. I guess, obviously there is a build there and there's still comfortability there, but I do realize that needs to be detached in order for me to allow new love to come in. So, we are not romantically involved at all.
Well, that was foolish on his part. He's giving you his non-sexual attention, not getting access to your body. That's dumb on his part. But why did you guys split? What was the problem?
The problem was that I started to grow and realize that I wanted more. I wanted marriage, and my actions showed that. You
wanted marriage,
out.
and he did not want marriage.
Correct.
Okay. Then, if that's the case, stop talking to him. Because I'm thinking about the 6 years in your formative years. When do you think, at what age do you think you'll be ready for a relationship?
Well, I know the age that I want to say, well, you're going to tell me I'm too old because I'm already too old now. But I would say I'm ready. I'm ready now, but I realistically, I would say within the next year.
So you think you're ready now, and your relationship of 6 years ended 2 years ago?
Yes.
But you guys still talk weekly?
We talk often, yes.
Survey says.
Okay. So I have to close that door completely before I even think about dating.
You have not processed it. Okay, realistically, how many have you dated anyone seriously since you split with this guy?
I have.
And how long did you date?
for 6 months.
And if I asked him why it ended, he would tell me what?
He would tell you that, well, what he tells me is that he doesn't know how to show up for me. He doesn't know exactly what.
How old is he?
He's 36.
Okay. He doesn't know how to show up for you. I don't know what that one means.
Well, he said, I guess he feels as if, I guess I fall into that stigma of being too independent as well. So I'm still warming up to the idea of even allowing a man to be able to lead. So
Funny, you didn't seem to have that problem in that first relationship, did you?
yeah, because he was less assertive than the guy that I was dating. He is more of an alpha male than the guy than
The
the
first
6 year
guy?
relationship. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's making me adjust my
What's your
energy.
degree in?
Criminal justice.
How tall are you?
5'2".
Dress size?
6.
How much did you weigh last time you weighed yourself?
142.
If the problem, okay. This is what I mean. Your previous relationship is going to he is imprinted on you.
Right. I'm not negating that.
So, but the problem is, if I talk to him, he would say he didn't marry you because what?
That's a good question. He would probably say that he wasn't ready and that I was being overly masculine.
Okay. Well, you think maybe see, men don't typically stay with women that they don't want to be with. But men don't typically pull the trigger, especially young men in particular, not men, but young men. This is where it becomes a paradox. Do you think if you were the kind of woman, being the kind of woman he wanted for a wife, do you think he would have formalized a 6-year relationship?
We would have gotten married much sooner.
Okay. And if you wanted to be married, why not be the kind of woman he wanted if you're going to be there?
Right. And that brings me back to my earlier point where for me in my earlier 20s, I was still learning me. I was still growing into the woman that I am now.
Were your mother and father married?
No.
And that's one of the problems. Our young women do not get taught how to work with and be with the man until you are doing it.
Right.
When you should have learned this stuff from your mother, who was a wife. So you would have been comfortable falling into your feminine support role, and he would have stepped into his young alpha role. It all goes back to women. Because right now, as you're learning, unfortunately, women have to get the big portions of their life sorted out sooner. That is how Creator made it. You guys got to get the major portions of your life together before 27.
So now that I'm already at that mark, what do I do from here?
Well, I don't know. Counseling, therapy, coaching. You know what I would say? Therapy, coaching, matchmaker, personal trainer.
Okay, I go to the gym.
Because the reality is you have no real track record. You didn't really date during college. So you're basically a custom fit for one person who did not formalize it. Either you go back with him and figure out, all right, S, what is it that you wanted from a wife? because we've been together 6 years and we still communicate. And if he's honest with you and say, I want this, and ask yourself, can I be that? Do I want to be that with him for a lifetime? Because honestly, that would probably be your best bet. Because you got 6 years in that one. The rest is a open turkey shoot. And unfortunately, women don't have the time to go back and make mistakes. From now on, you can't make another 6 year mistake.
Right. This I do know. That's why I'm being very strict on my timeline. I know that if out the gate, if we're not equally yoked, it's
But the question is not him. It's not him. It's you. If I snap my fingers and put the perfect man in front of him, are you a wife? Today, are you a wife?
I'm not a wife at the moment,
Well,
no.
there you go. So, which is
But
always the problem.
I'm becoming, but I am becoming that, and I do believe that I have wifely
Listen.
qualities.
So you'd marry a man who had potential success. Men don't date wives on potential. In the Western world, you're asking a man to date you on the potential that you might be a wife when 50+% of marriages end in divorce, higher than that in our community. Most of our marriages, women are married less than 5 years, and you're filing greater than 80% of the divorces. When women walk away, they're not in a worse financial position. They're typically in a better position, especially if children are involved. Think about what you're asking a man to do. You're asking him to risk an incredible amount of things on the potential that you might get this shit straight.
But I believe that as we're dating, he will see my actions as
Did you
showing that I'm
listen to? You did not even listen to the gravity
okay.
of what the situation is. I laid out a pretty in-depth case, and you didn't even take 3 seconds to contemplate the gravity of what I said.
Okay, I'll pause.
So what does that tell men? That these women ain't caring a damn thing about what a man wants. It's about what y'all want.
No, I think the majority of us.
What would a man have to risk if you dating you on potential? All right, so would you marry a man on potential? Hey, I don't have a job right now, but I have the
No.
potential to get a job. Well, then what the French toast, man?
Okay, you make more points. Don't slap me, please.
Well, we gotta slap because y'all are asking men to date on potential and carrying on, and y'all don't want to marry on potential. Come on, man, you gotta get it together. Hello, Tiff. How are you? Hi, Tiff. Bye, Tiff. Brittany. This is what I
Yes.
mean. You're 28 years old talking about potential. I need you to lace up your track shoes and run like your French toast hair is on fire.
Okay.
Because you didn't learn this from the age 6 to 18.
Right.
If you were making a D in a class and you need to make a B plus to pass it to get into the college of your choice or to get out or to graduate or do something, would you study like you study or would you cram for the exam? Would you do everything you have to do?
I would do everything I have to do.
Are you doing that? Are you honestly doing that in regards to men?
No. Okay,
All right. Well,
honestly.
guess what?
No, I'm not gonna try along with
That's a possibility. The thing is,
I know.
it's
But
a possibility.
given the pandemic, things are now opening back up. I'm not
I
a fan of
don't give a
everything.
flipping French toast about pandemic. That does not matter. I have a Facebook group when 4 marriages that's happening and during the pandemic. That's an excuse. This is what I mean. Ma'am, women cannot give themselves excuses. This is what a man is hearing. He's like, well, the pandemic and this and that. Okay, so the pandemic, you couldn't have been during the pandemic. That's the perfect time to do a lot of self-discovery. Perfect time to drop down to a dress size 4. Perfect time to learn, practice on your femininity and all these other things. Perfect time.
Well, that's exactly what I have been doing, but I feel
Okay.
as if it's an everlasting journey.
Okay.
Um,
But it only
yeah,
matters if
you
you could do it in practice with a man.
fair enough.
So, all right, man. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Markeisha is back.
Oh,
Hello.
hi, can you hear me?
I can now. We were talking about the tattoos.
Yes, sir.
How old are you, by the way?
I am 35.
So your issue is that you don't like the fact that men don't like tattoos.
It's not the fact that I consider it that a man doesn't like tattoos. I just don't see anything wrong with it when a man can be tattooed from, all the way down, and our bodies is going to be
So, class, the
together when
first
we get
mistake she's
older.
making. Class, anybody want to tell her the first mistake she's making? The first mistake Miss Marquisha is making is she's assuming that attraction is symmetrical. This is a common trope with modern women. Men can do A, B, and C, and if men can do A, B, and C, then women should be able to do A, B, and C. No, ma'am, that's not how it works. It is a double standard.
Okay, I can see that. Okay,
Men do not
but
want, men in general do not want heavily tattooed women because it looks great when you're fit and in shape, but when you're 55, it does not.
and I can see that point. That is correct, but you know, I'm not gonna lie, I am tatted, but not like crazy tatted.
You
But
have a sleeve.
I have a sleeve. I have one.
What else do you have?
Of course, I just show them like right
Okay.
here, then on my hand,
Uh huh.
then flowers right here.
All right. Do you have any
Like,
children?
yes,
How many?
I have two.
Were you married to the same man? Different men.
Yes, same man.
Were
No,
you
me
guys
and their father was not married. We met in high school.
so? How old are your children?
15 and 16.
And you're 37.
35. I got
15 and
pregnant.
16. You got
Yeah, I
pregnant at
got
18 years
pregnant.
old.
Yes, I found out when I was my graduation day in high school.
So when did you and their father stop seeing each other?
Right after my daughter was born, we stopped
So you were
talking.
together. All right. So you've all right. And have you had a serious relationship since?
Yes,
How long did it last?
my last relationship lasts for about 5 years. I was actually married. We got a divorce in 2018.
Why did you file for divorce?
Um, whew, mm. Well, that's like a really touchy situation. I was in a serious car accident, and my parents had to take care of me because the my husband at the time was not equipped to take care of me. He was more that type of person where, like, well, she can do it by herself. Her parents got her. So he just did what he wanted to do. And when I finally came home, we was already having issues. I was having issues with him with trust and
Okay.
everything. I found
Okay. Hold on. The question I asked earlier today. Did you hear the question I asked earlier? Explain to me why you're single without blaming men. Explain to me why you are where you are today without blaming men. Can we do that?
well, I'm not single right now.
Okay. So why are we here?
No, I was just calling in for that disagreement about, the tattoos. That's it.
But if you got okay, you're making a disagreement about something that's not affecting you personally.
No, 'cause I just wanted to know why, that's such a big
Oh,
deal. Like, yeah. So that was my personal
well, I'll tell you why it's a
disagreement.
big deal. I'll tell you why it's a big deal, especially depending upon the kind of caliber of man you're dealing with. There's no way in the hell I would bring a woman with me to the mayor's ball with a sleeve. You're going to attract a certain kind and caliber of man. It limits you. It limits you.
Okay.
And if you get tattoos, you got to accept all the things that come along with it. You got to accept people thinking that you're racy, possibly that you may be a former entertainer, stripper, whatever. People don't associate tattoos with sophistication, elegance, class, and refinement. They don't associate that stuff with women of repute in any culture. And so my question is why a woman knowing that would choose to do it anyway. That means you got to deal with people who say when men say they don't like it. And it's not because they don't, and just because somebody have sex with it, that's one thing. There are lots of tattooed up women who are dancers and strippers and IG models and porn stars, but show me where they're at in 45 or 50 years old. Nope, they don't like that stuff. If you're
Okay.
old enough to remember, they used to be women with lots of tattoos used to be circus freaks. If you're old enough to remember the circus, the bearded lady, the tattooed
Yeah.
lady, that's why. But if you got a man, I suggest you keep because he might like your tattoos. But most men, not for long term, unless they're heavily tatted. But most men aren't. All right, I got to go on to the next one. Thank you. All right, so here we go. Oh, hey, look, it's somebody who has like a white girl screen. Oh, what are you doing? Who you talking to? She talking? Hey, look, you want to see the white girl screen? And then they're going to try to switch it over and troll me. Hey, Kaylee, is that really you? Look, you want to see? See, I'm going to. Pew. Bow. Ha 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 ha. I'm faster than you, dumbass. Oh, you're too stupid to even know that I know what you're doing. You can't make this up. Test tube babies. God, to think you spend that much time. If you spent that much time trying to get out to 12th grade, you may actually make something of yourself one day. Hello. How are
Hey,
you? How are
finally
you?
we're I'm
Here we
good.
go.
I'm good. How are you?
They really thought I was like,
Okay,
oh,
so
look, a white woman talking. Let me put her on camera. You dumbass. Go ahead. What's the disagreement?
so my thing is or question basically you said the question is how did you leave the relationship with it not being your fault? So my husband died and I was 30. I was married for 10 years prior to that and now I'm 33. I have a son and dating is nothing like I wanted. Like I don't want any dealings, anything to do with it. But like my whole life, it was like, be a wife. This is how you do. This is what you
Mm-hmm.
do. Your husband's gonna be like this, and you got to do like this. I know how to cook. I can cook you a peach cobbler, a gumbo, anything down the line, everything. But now I don't so much know if dating. I don't know. It's like the dating pool is just so difficult now.
Well,
I mean,
okay. It is what it is. I mean, unfortunately, your husband was called home. So what are you going to do? It's difficult. What's the option? If you don't date, then what?
get a dog.
There you go.
No, I mean, but then what do you
Or
do?
or
Like,
or
how do
or
you?
or you could go ahead and get you a compound relationship.
Okay, no. How do you? Cause it's not okay. So like, I'm It's not the same. Like, how do I
It's not supposed to
maneuver?
be the
What
same.
do you?
You
I'm saying
you you
like, but how
expected
do
to be
I?
okay. First off, what are your expectations? Meaning, the men you're going to date are not your husband. That's number one. They can't be him. All righty.
Right.
They're not your husband. They're not going to be your husband. And you know, if you have any problem with the dating pool, matchmaker, because that is what it is. And really, question is, you were married for 10 years. Your husband's gone. You've been you got a 13-year-old son. I mean, it's only going to be solved
No,
by
not
what?
really.
Becoming able to work with somebody else, or the doggy and alone part. I don't know. I don't know why that hand is on. So okay. So guys, now you see that. See, one of the things that happened is many women were told that men are easy in relationships, men are free. Let me tell you some of the problems a lot of women have. Women were told that you can meet a man for free, that you're the prize, that you don't have to compete for men. And what they're starting to find out is, wait a minute, the kind of men that I want are in short supply, and women are in large supply. And that the older you get, the more you're going to have to make up for your lack of youth, the mileage for other things. It is on women, especially the older they get, to show and deliver value. It's not for men to figure it out. It's for women to get the job. Let me put it to you this way, ladies. You need to get, if relationships are jobs, you're unemployed, you need a job. Are you putting in enough applications? Are you going on enough interviews? Are you doing enough interview prep? How are you preparing for the interview? How are you doing your research on the company? How many of you know how to get a good job? You get an interview at the best, one of the top 50 companies in the country to work for, and you just show up. No homework, nothing, just show up. No, this is how most women do. Fortune 500 company, entry level position. It's hard to even get an interview. You get an interview, get a call back. They say, come on in. What? Put on a suit. You showing up to the interview in some damn pajama pants, a bonnet, and a t-shirt. What y'all do over here? Even if you show up dressed reasonably, you've done no preparation, no interview prep, no nothing. And you're there, and they say, okay, Brenda, tell us a little bit about yourself. Well, I'm open and I'm willing to learn. I'm a hard worker. And I really want the job. Okay, well, what do you bring to the table? Well, I'm open. I'm willing to learn. I'm a hard worker. All right. Well, tell us a little bit about your last position. Well, it didn't go too well. I left it. Yes, the company was decent, but I just wasn't challenged at my job, so I left it. Okay. Well, what do you know about our company? All right. Well, what do you know about the job title you're going to have? I know you pay money for it. Yeah. Well, what about the duties? How are you going to take your talents to fulfill the requirements? Well, I'm open and I'm really ready to learn. Okay. What goals do you have to move up in our organization? If we brought you on board, how would you work with the team, or how would you work with your manager to facilitate the goals and directives of the company? Can I just have the job? I want the money. And I also want the benefits. Does this come with a parking space? That's how many of you women come into damn dating with men. Un-French toast prepared. I just want the job. Matter of fact, I want the best job. I want the tippity top job. I want the deluxe executive package. I want the premium parking space. I want the expense account. I want everything else. And in exchange for it, I'll learn on the job. I can start tomorrow. And then you look at your competitors. Marisol, Marlene, Becky, Marisol, Marlene, Anu. And they're, let's see, I'm going to research this company. I'm going to also research the company's competitors. I'm going to look at the new initiatives, new products that they have, issues that they're having in the market. I'm going to look at the city I work in. I'm going to go on LinkedIn and I see the person I'm going to be interviewing with. His name is Daniel Peterson. I'm going to go in Daniel Peterson. I'm going to look up his LinkedIn. I'm going to look at his college and this and that. They do a fucking research project. They come in prepared for the interview and they nail it. That's why they get the ring. They're prepared for the job. They don't just show up and say, I just want it. Give it to me. And then they go to work the first day. And how do you show up? Even if they gave Brenda the job the first day. Yeah, girl, I got the job. Mm-hmm. Oh, I like this new job, new cubicle. But after 2-3 weeks there, like, why don't I start complaining? Oh, it's hot in here. It's too cold. I can't. Oh, that's one girl named Cindy. I can't stand her. She smell like Funyuns. And this one dude in the mailroom, he always looking at me. Inside of 30 days, treating this new job that anybody would love to have like it ain't no big goddamn deal. Finding problems with a great job. And people everywhere want that job. You blessed with the job and you find the fault with the job. Complaining. And then when they decide to go a different direction or you get downsized or you decide to quit, what was wrong? Oh, girl, that job was bullshit too. So let me get this right. Every job you have is just something wrong with it. Yeah. White supremacy, racism, the white man. Everywhere I go, they got me painted as an angry black woman. Okay, every job you go to is the same scenario. You think maybe you need to do some interview prep? You think you may need to maybe do some exit interview, find out how people experience you at work? Oh, no. It ain't on me. It's on them. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. That's right. And all of a sudden, you start getting less and less callbacks. People just start to get around and now, man, she worked here, start working there. Uh-huh. Well, you know what? Keep it up, ladies. Time is running out. And like I told old girl, you mess around and keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, and you look up and you run out of time. You run out of time. You can't get mad at men. It can't always be men's fault. Then what you gonna have to do? What you gonna have to deal with at the end of the day? They got me fucked up. I ain't gonna be doing that. Uh-huh.
Gets me. It's your run, Summer. Winzip, I love you so much.
I don't know what that shit is. Hey, ladies, understand something. Eventually, you stop getting these good job offers. But Subway is still hiring. There's always work at the post office. Prepare to find your possible mate like you prepared for a job that you want. Stop being so entitled. Yeah, no more engagements, right? Queen of engagements. I've been engaged 11 times. But anyway, I got to go do what I got to do. This was a good show. Wait till we do the in vitro fertilization show. And we're going to have another smoke show coming up. Smoke is building. Smoke show is coming up. What is the smoke show? Smoke show is for all my critics. For all the critics or detractors. That's the show where you get to call in and we can talk about it. Don't make your little trash videos unless you're just trying to get the views, click, or clout. That's cool, but I dare you to show up to the smoke show. Stand on what you say. But especially for the ladies, I'm going to ask one thing, especially for the women who continue to try to make insults about how I look. Can you show up in your natural face? Can you show up the way you look? No eyelashes, no long flowing locks, no long, just show up as God made you. You know, moderate makeup. I mean, look presentable, but let's not look, ready for a glamour shot or some shit, Can we do that? Can we do that? I bet we can. I bet we can. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, folks, until next time, you know how it goes. Peace. We are gone. I'm a PhD.
Yes. I cannot say what's wrong or right.
I'm a PhD.
No. Cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah. Lead the way.
Somebody come get Baby Yoda.
No need to say.
Baby Yoda. I want more eggs. My mama told me I could have some more eggs. My mama told me I could have some more eggs. Get me some more eggs. I'm Baby Yoda. Gonna all go some more eggs. Baby Yoda in the house. Shout out to all the panda bears. Don't pay any attention, ladies. You're the queen. Don't worry about it, ladies. He's full of crap. Don't worry about it, ladies. It'll all work out. Compound living is the shiznit. Let's reimagine family and relationship. Let's reimagine all of it.
I'm addicted to what you and I realize.
Don't pay any attention to that man in the corner. Good night.
I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your good
I'm gonna make me a tickety talk and get on the Kevin Samuel show. I'm gonna be famous. He said he'd make me famous. Tickety talk, here I come.